All right. So I only intended to upload one video about making money, but I've had a lot of people asking to see my base. So that's what we're going to do today. I love that you can see it from so far away. I did make some changes to the base since my first video there. Start off with the outside here. And this is nothing super fancy. It's a relatively simple base. The initial idea for the mechanics of the base, which is zombies try to find the path of least resistance, so they come up here. This is nice because they can't stack up as much, so they fall down, and then I can sit in there, hit them. A few people have done this basic concept. I've seen it with I believe Jaw Woodle and a couple others. The oldest one that I've seen do this was Pixel Life Gaming, and they had a step by step on how to build a, a base much smaller and more simple. But I'll put a link to their step by step on how to do that. The difference is that I they had stilts, and I over time as I got more resources filled all this stuff in. And then this over here was just out of boredom. I decided to make walkways to burn through some resources and get a huge XP boost because every everything on my base, every block started off as a simple frame, and then I upgraded it to get the most XP. So you upgrade to uh, wood, and then what reinforced wood and cobblestone and concrete and steel. I think was the order. I added these here recently because after Horde Night, sometimes I'd be missing a block or two out of the side. I don't know why they would instantly just come up and start beating the walls instead of going up my ramp. It didn't happen too often, but it was enough that I had enough resources to kill, and I thought it looked kind of neat anyway. So added these on here. So if they spawn from out here, they yeah, if they decide to come up and whack the wall, then they get chopped down. The only problem is that the drone is super stupid in this game, and whenever I go up into my base, half the time it tries to creep around the wall and it gets stuck in here and gets all confused, and then it says that there's enemies around and blah 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 when there's not. But um, and then I'll eventually hide this thing. I don't know if this is something important for multiplayer or not, but the zombies don't seem to attack this. So I've just been kind of lazy and letting it sit there. Plus, I like having it right there so I can turn off and on the uh, border, whatever that is. Anyway, main way into the base is here. Got my door here. Oh, yeah, the drone is having a bad time over there. I hate that thing. But I need the company, so I keep it around. Um, used all the iron bars here because, again, you cannot damage them with gunfire. Um, you can't reach through them, unfortunately, but that's not a big deal. I just need to be able to get bullets through it. Um, I've only ever once had a zombie get up into here, and it was a spider zombie, or whatever, and he just sat up here and didn't do much damage, so no big deal. And I just kind of like the way it looks. Plus, building all these rails, completely unnecessary, but it's kind of cool because every now and then something like this will happen. And I could have just let him run up the ramp into my traps, but you get more XP this way anyway. So that's the cool thing about having the rails is sometimes you just take a nice little stroll and you'll see a roaming horde of zombies. Awesome. So I got that. This isn't necessary. They can't jump up here anyway. It just makes me feel good inside. In here, okay, I'm gonna have to turn off that drone. The cool thing is that the drone can make it through here. So let's see what you got. Okay. This I just added. Uh, During the last horde night, I had a couple of the demolishers explode and almost get through here. So I wanted a fail safe just in case things got really bad. I could step back here and have a second layer of protection. I don't think it'll ever come to that, but why not? I can close this when I'm not around, but I don't because I have this here so I can reach these switches, and these switches go to these little traps here. So the top one is for these bottom two, and then if they run out of ammo or if I just get frustrated or bored or whatever, I just flip this one on too. Now I've got two on each side. Uh, you can really get through the Horde Nights without any of these SMG turrets, honestly. I just kind of have them for when I'm lazy. Uh, One of the things that a lot of people have pointed out with these types of videos for this type of base is that when the zombies pile up, on this narrow part, they can't really all fit, so they'll fall down. When they fall down, there's a new mechanic in the game that they just get all pissed off and start whacking your base around until they take damage. So I've got my shotgun turrets there. So zombies come up here and they'll either pile up and fall off, or I'll hit them the right way and then they fly off. And then before they can start beating up my walls too much, they get a shotgun shell. Usually doesn't kill most of them, so then they get pissed off that they got hit. They come back up and rinse and repeat. Um, the only I did this because I thought that I was losing my shotgun turrets because of the cops bit, but it turns out it was because of exploding cops. So now I'm a little bit more vigilant about actually pulling out my gun and taking care of the cops as soon as I see them. Let's see. This is a dump box. Whenever I'm in between missions, I only like to sort through the stuff in the evening when it's dark outside. So between missions, I'll come in and I'll just throw everything I find in here. Um, that's for stuff I just need to take to the trader whenever he refreshes his inventory every 3 days. Let's see. My work area. And I always try to keep as much of this stuff stocked up as possible. So I try to keep, of course, lead is the hardest thing for me to find right now. Got my cooking stuff, all my fresh water. Um, I put in a bunch of jack o' lanterns and candles and stuff because I've heard, and I don't know the mechanics of all this stuff. I'm not an expert, but I've heard that each of these things increases heat, and that's what I want zombies to be attracted to my base. So if I'm sitting in here cooking and building stuff, they get all pissed off, swing by, and then I get more XP. Um, Other than that, yeah, it's very simple. I'm not a great decorator, so and I don't spend much time in here. Um, Got a spotlight so I can illuminate that during the nighttime. I just think it looks cooler. I was going to do this down there. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, but it's so I can get up there. I've got my bulletproof glass blocks there so I can still get some natural light. Uh, Door on each side. This also lights up what I use as my driveway at nighttime. Nice view of the trader. And it's funny because when he closes for the night, he doesn't go anywhere. You can still see him just standing right there all night long. And we can go up here. I keep torches all across the corners on each of these levels as well for additional heat. We'll get back up here in a sec. And pretty soon I'm going to have to add some signs to my battery banks because I'm starting to get more stuff just because I can. As far as organization goes, I don't have any super great methods. I'm sure somebody out there has better methods. I just haven't bothered to look into it yet. I've got my money, and if that surprises you, then you need to look at my other video that I uploaded because this is nothing. Case in point, it just keeps coming. All you need are stacks of stones. So I don't know what to do with all this. What I mostly do is just smelt it for the brass, honestly. So I save these just because I guess you just need something to collect. I don't know. I don't know. I'm like Gollum with the ring or something. I just need my precious gems and jewels. That's not used for anything, which is kind of weird. I forgot why. I've got all my medication stuff here. Again, I'm just hoarding stuff at this point. I don't really need to. Uh, the only canned product I really save is the dog food, so I can make the Alertin elixir, 20% XP. I only use this on horde nights, and I usually gain, you know, I think like 3 or 4 levels on a horde night. And if you have the Iron Gut perk all the way maxed out, let's see, your buffs from consumables last 50% longer. So to get the most out of that learning elixir, you definitely want to max out Iron Gut if you're trying to get your levels all the way up there. Got my food stuff, and this is why I don't save canned goods because they take up so much space, and I just for all the looting that I do and the aircraft drops, I just get so much food that I can't get through it all. My drink stuff, nothing fancy. Ores and minerals. This is mostly just stuff I pull out of the earth. These are cool. They'll give you 20% more mining stuff. I keep these in here because I don't. Oh, this shouldn't be in here. I don't like to be surprised when I'm sitting there mining and I can't always hear the zombies. So the robotic turrets are pretty nice to have when you're busy. Basic materials. That's just natural stuff that doesn't typically come out of the ground. That should go in there. This I think I started. Yeah, so I built a ton of AP ammo and slugs because I was going to start using them in my turrets, and you can't put these in turrets. So I don't use anything that uses 9mm ammo other than the turrets. Same with shotguns. I'm garbage with shotguns. So now I've got all these slugs that I'm probably just going to have to sell because I don't think you get anything back from these other than brass. Oh, well, polymers, whatever. So, yeah, this stuff will probably eventually be sold. I don't know what to do with this stuff yet either. Miscellaneous, that's just whatever random garbage I come across that doesn't fit anywhere else. I've got my tools, random gear. I don't know why I collect this stuff. I don't have any points in light gear. I'm a pack rat. I've never used these sledges. I probably never will. So, yeah, it's just stuff I hang on to. These are for turret ammo. I don't know why I have that. I just do. That's my standard ammo. As you can see, I use my Tech and my M60. Sniper rifles just for fun when I'm running around and see something far away. Ammo resources for building ammo. All my fuel from salvaging all the cars. Random parts. Yeah, nothing too exciting. It's just my little organizational patterns here. come up here. This used to be too high, as in 2 blocks high, and then I found out that corn needs 3 blocks to grow. So I had to tear up all the roof and add a whole nother level to it, which is perfectly fine because that was really good for XP. I keep turrets over here, and you got to make sure to aim them high. Otherwise, any creature that runs across the ground is going to be shooting at. If you keep it high, it's only going to shoot at the birds, and that's all these SMGs are for. The buzzards at Horde Night. And then I've got my farming here, which I only farm just to basically get rid of the seeds. I don't actually need any of the foodstuffs because I just keep coming across so much other stuff from looting and such. So I've got solar banks. I might add another one just to even it out. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's just killing time at this point. So let's see. So this is fully caged in. Can't be bothered with the birds. Got my torches up there for heat, of course. I threw the lights up there just so I could see the base from further away. Um, Not that I have problems seeing the base. I just think it's cool when it's nighttime and you come up and see this big glowing fortress that I have here. This is kind of pointless, but I like it, so whatever. I just come up here and look around, survey my lands like some kind of post-apocalyptic king. Oh God, that's sad. So yeah, and it's foggy right now in game, but when it's not foggy, you can see pretty far out. So sometimes just play around with the sniper rifle at nighttime or something. That is the gist of it. Um, I cannot think of anything else significant about this base. I haven't been asked too many specific questions about it. People just wanted a tour. And if you look at the video that I'm linking for the base building, you can see how I built the initial build. So that'll get you started if you're trying to do something like this. So yeah, it's a simple little base. I mean, I've got plenty of resources, so just out of pure boredom, I might add another layer to these walls. That way, I can have like a little recessed nook that I can shove these turrets into, just so they're out of the way, so I can tidy up things a little bit. I'm going to add some more bulletproof glass blocks right here, so that when the cops spit, they're not ruining my stuff. But that is about it for now. I will stop this, let some time go by, because I still don't know how to speed it up manually, and I don't care to. I don't usually play uh, with the menus too much. So we'll go ahead and stop this and then start back up closer to Horde Night so people can see the effectiveness of this. And we'll be back shortly.